Welcome to Pullman, Washington. Martin Stadium, home to the Washington State Cougars, and the anticipation is running high on the Palouse. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the Syracuse Orange, taking on a team from the Pac-12, the Washington State Cougars. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Washington State lined up to kick it off and get this game going. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. So Syracuse's offense is going to be backed up thanks to that lackluster return. And this wide receiver, he's the linchpin to the offense. They want to make sure they find a multitude of ways to get him the football.
And it's a risk-reward scenario on defense when you're trying to cover this guy, Reese, because you play man coverage, you risk him running by you and catching deep balls. You play too much zone, and then he can hurt you after the catch. A lot of different ways that this guy is very dangerous.
Syracuse right back at it.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
Makes the grab, and they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. Syracuse ready to go to work with another first down. To the air, it's Peyton. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. Couldn't get anything done on first down. Now 2nd and 10 from the 46. Zings it complete to the right. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, dude.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
And here comes the field goal unit. And they weren't able to get him in the middle of the field, so now a 49-yarder from the right hash. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
I know one thing this head coach does every week is he challenges his guys to start fast. And it's so important today, playing on the road in this kind of environment. You saw a nice drive. They didn't get the touchdown they would have loved, but still, kicking that field goal and taking this early lead, that's a statement for the visiting team.
After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Washington State's offense will get the ball for the first time. These two dudes who both come off the edge can wreck an offensive day, Jesse.
Man, these quarterbacks better have an internal clock working today. If you hold on to the football, you are getting sacked.
Yeah, best athletes on the field.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
This offense already in the black zone, a little bit backed up. How do they want to respond? They come out to throw the football, be aggressive, and this defense was ready, and they got pressure on the quarterback and got a sack on the very first snap.
If they have any intention of getting this drive going, they better come up with something on 2nd and long from the 10. Looking for a man, it's Montgomery. Looking toward the sideline, and a nice job to keep his feet in bounds. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Got his man. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Fair catch called for and taken at the 30-yard line. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Give to the running back. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. Guys, we're at the end of the quarter, and Syracuse has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Dropping back, it's Peyton. He'll pull it down and run. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits. They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. They'll try to run for it. He's got enough to give Syracuse the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. From the gun, running back gets to give. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. Syracuse ready to go to work with another first down. They'll try the run. Bulls his way forward. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The RPO, it's complete. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. And it's caught! Touchdown, Cuse!
Man, diving catches always look sweet, but they look even sweeter when it's for a touchdown. That's shades of Desmond Howard back in the day, winning a Heisman Trophy and making catches against Notre Dame. That was unbelievable.
PAT unit on the field. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Texas A&M is trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points. That quarterback just needs to show the poise of a young Johnny Manziel, and they are right back in this. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to South Carolina. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Catch in the middle, it's Pineda. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Now the play fake. Finds his big tight end. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Washington State will have to boot it away. Second time today they've been forced to punt. Let's see what he can do with it. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. The offense set for a 1st down play. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. To the air, it's Peyton. Makes his connection. Tripped up for the tackle. This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Still running at the 40. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. He wants to throw. Got it in the middle, it's Cornelius. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. He's got it and still on his feet. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Got it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Orange. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9. They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Under a minute to play here in the 1st half, and the offense will take a knee, and that is how we'll wrap up the 1st half. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Looks like you've had a very enjoyable day there today in Pullman. An entertaining 1st half, and we've got a multi-possession lead to break down thanks to the surgical precision of this offense. Might honestly take more time to talk about what didn't work than what did. The running game, the passing game, gadget plays have worked. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas on the Palouse at Martin Stadium.
Syracuse has it teed up, ready to kick off and start this 2nd half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. First play from scrimmage here in the 2nd half, and they'll keep it on the ground. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. To the air, it's Montgomery. It's complete on the right side. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. Second and short now after that completion. Trying play action. Throws to the wideout. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line.
Well, the offense turns it over, and talking to their coaching staff before this game, they talked about how important it was to have good ball security and not give the opponent extra possessions. That time, poor decision by the quarterback, and the defense made them pay.
The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do, build the lead.
Touchdown, Syracuse! And the stomping has commenced. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different, bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
On to attempt the try.
Kicker on for the extra point.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. So see quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point in the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Keep it on the ground. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off.
Encroachment defense.
Contact in the neutral zone leads to that penalty. Good news for the offense. Looking to throw, it's Montgomery. The throw to the outside is complete. Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
That's caught. It's Pineda. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. The Cougars come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Relying on the run, he gets a couple before he's knocked down. Ball's at the 13. Guys, we're at the end of the quarter, and Syracuse has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Works his way down to the 10-yard line after a pickup of 3. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They'll snap it from the gun on third down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. It would take a miracle to get back in this game, but any miracle will have to start with this fourth down conversion. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. This offense is so deep, it's teetering on the edge of a safety. They go to the ground. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. After the good pickup on first down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the running back has it. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Holding. Offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. He'll pull it on the read. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. So now they'll try to mitigate that disaster on 2nd down from the 15. They'll try the right side. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. The run from the shotgun. Just ran him over. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Orange will have to punt. They'll look to pin him deep. Gets his first one of the day away, and that matches his total from that victory last week. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route and hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Smashes through the tackle. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. With this big cushion they're working with, Jesse, they're ready to send these fans toward the exits.
And you know the coaching staff has got to be so happy with how this offense has been able to come out here on the road, fight the crowd noise, and execute at such a high level, Dave.
Yeah, just dominate the football game. And now, listen, it's mode where I can run the football, run out the clock, watch this game go to zeros and get the done.
Well, they say you win a few, you lose a few, and some get rained out. Would have been good for this team if this one had gotten rained out because they lost badly.
Yeah, not a lot to be too proud about in this one here. Good news is you get to go back to the drawing board. You get to go back, you get to have another week of practice as a coaching staff, try and find ways to get players in position to go out and make plays. Gonna need a big locker room speech after this one, David.
Yeah, and you're going to watch this tape, and it's going to hurt because you're going to watch with your coaches, and you're going to see the mess-ups and all the things you could have done better, but you got to learn from it.